This week in Sailing into Freedom, we are about to head off on a multi-million-dollar HH catamaran with our new friends to Little Cayman. Yep, we're off to explore, and as you know, we are very serious in our exploration, so keep watching.
Can we get a sailboat chasing down the sunset as we float round and round the globe?
This is Margarida, the normal one in a not quite normal marriage.
And this is Peter. He's a little bit different, which keeps me on my toes. Together we are on an adventure that didn't work out as planned, but we are fighting back, so come join us.
Let's go.
You know, if you fall between the two boats, the important thing is to hold your breath and go straight down and under. You don't know that? Okay. Good morning, to you!
Hey baby, won't you sail with me out on the rolling sea? We'll find some place to go, maybe down to Barbados. It's an island off somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
You're a strong little girl, I'll give you that.
You and me.
You little
We'll lay
spider
on
woman.
the deck at night, staring
Oh,
at
baby.
the bright starlight. I just wanna be there.
All right.
With you tonight.
He's got bow thrusters, Jesus. You shouldn't put it on too much because it might break our boat. No, there's a paint's holding it together. You knock that paint off, we're in trouble.
Wind's blowing steady, heading straight and true. Sailing to freedom, just me and you.
It's like we're gonna go camping. Well, but in a fancy. What? We prepared food for the trip.
This is John, the excellent owner and captain of this magnificent boat. We're going to Little Cayman, or out there.
Little Cayman is about 75 nautical miles to the northeast of Grand Cayman. Did we wait for a weather window? No, John said. We're just going to go and do it. Weather be damned. I guess that's what happens when you get old.
We'll find a quiet bay, far out of the way. We'll swim and fish all day. That's the sailing way. So come on aboard, bikini and a paddle board. We're off to have some fun, sailing to freedom. Wind blowing steady, heading straight and true. Sailing to freedom, just me and you. Hey, come on, baby, sail with me out on the rolling sea. We'll find some place to go, maybe down to Barbados. It's an island off somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Sailing to freedom, you and me. Sailing to freedom, just you and me.
All right, how you feeling? What are we, a half hour in?
Yeah.
What's the verdict?
Still good.
You're a cat girl, aren't you?
Well, we'll see. Don't rush. Hold your horses.
Ah, Dougie the 6-year-old. I'm not taking the piss, buddy. You've got 2 years on me.
You know you're making it hobby horse more. How's the princess feeling?
Really good. We've been sailing all day. We're arriving to Little Cayman after full day of sailing. We did an average of 10 knots. It was pretty good. It was a bit bumpy, slapping a lot, but I was fine. I was not seasick. I think it's because the motion of the cat is way more gentle than the wobbling of the monohull. We still have to do more days of sailing, but I think I'm good on a cat. The boys are just up on the front. They're gonna drop the hook. We're finding just the right spot to do it, and I'm checking in here the chart plotter, checking our course.
Little Caymans was first inhabited in the 1600s when turtle fishermen set up camps that would supply pirates, privateers and military convoys with fresh meat and fresh water. Now I just have to stop it right there because I'm intrigued at how do you charge a pirate if he wants to buy something from you? I mean, very carefully, I imagine. I mean, what do you say? Whatever you like? Do you pepper your sentences with, anything you say? Stuff like that? In fact, the very first settlement in the 1600s was wiped out by a privateer over a dispute on the definition of a baker's dozen. Now, the pirate thought a baker's dozen meant everything, and the seller thought a baker's dozen meant the usual 13. You can't teach pirates anything. Now, I think I just interchanged the term pirate with privateer back there. What's the difference? Well, not much. A privateer is basically a pirate working in an area with the tacit approval of the government of that region. Now, at any point in time, they can revert back to being a pirate. Yeah, you can't teach pirates anything. The population was never ever big, and nowadays there are only 250 permanent residents there, so basically the island is bare. The north side is almost entirely rocky with crystal clear water, but the south side has the beautiful long white beaches. All the beaches are protected from any swell by a fringing reef, leaving a safe lagoon to swim in. Enough of the lesson. What are we up to today?
Why aren't you coming? You know that boat suits you.
To bed. The boys just went for exploring trip, and they'll come in. Oh, it's an alarm coming on.
Let's see what it is. What it is? It's just the deep water alarm. This is just safety. All the boat is controlled by this panel here. It's all electronic. It's a bit scary. I'm back to bed. As I said, the boys went to explore a bit of the island and they'll come and pick me later because I'm super tired. Last night was a bit terrible for me. We had lots of swell, so it was splashing against the hulls like crazy, and I'm a light sleeper, so I couldn't sleep. I had breakfast with them, and now I'm back to bed. Night night, or should I say day day.
If you get too close, I want to push up. You get too close to that side, you'll yellow.
There is a local inhabitant. He looks good to eat, but we're not allowed. They're all protected here, as are the birds and the marine life. I am amazed at how much silence there is when Margarida doesn't join us. Her constant wisdom explained carefully to me usually keeps me out of trouble nowadays, so she assures me. I think back to the past and wonder how I ever managed. She also asserts that I must have been very unhappy in the past, but that my happiness now with her knows no bounds. Knows no bounds, people. I'm a happy, happy man. Well, from afar I thought this was interesting, but no. It sure is silent around here. I wonder how my playmate is going. Wow, there really isn't that much here at all, but I look at the tower and I think Margarita and I could have climbed that and had a little picnic there. And then I look at the water, we could have snorkeled and body surfed and frolicked and then lie down together on that nice sand over there with the gentle warm breeze. I'm coming back, Margarita! I'm coming back now! Now, what I actually meant is I needed to go back and check on the boat and, of course, to see if Margarita was okay. I didn't miss her in that 1 hour, 10 minutes and 34 seconds. I didn't miss her at all. But anyway, she was still sleeping, and so I wanted to check out some of the interesting gear on the boat. Now, let's just check this out. This is the base of the mast, and those little plates you see, those shims, are what you do to tension the stays. You don't actually tension the stays the ordinary way by turnbuckles or lashings down at the base. In actual fact, you jack up the mast hydraulically and then put in a shim. Now, I think this is very interesting. Now, look, I am no expert, but look, number one, you should always keep your boom as low as possible. Now, you can already see there's 3 inches there, and it doesn't make too much difference. But it does make a difference, and the principle is keep your boom low. None of these bloody crazy catamarans now with the boom so high, it's ridiculous. So I disagree on that point. And also, I think it's easier just to have the lashings and the appropriate hardware down at the base. And it's so much easier to do that rather than to jack up this giant mast. Now this is really good. Check out the tensioning on the 2 forestays, all with Dyneema and with the appropriate mechanical advantage running back to a winch behind. All stainless steel is gone. Margarita awakes and we're off to do more exploring. We are now on the south side of the island where the beautiful beaches are. Let's take a look. big almond eyes. And then she gets me. She's clever. It is very romantic, just Margarida and I, with Dougie up in the bushes. That damn gravity always affects Margarida's top. Newton would have been mortified. And now for some kiss chasey. We have a problem, Houston. Margarida has lost her bikini bottoms down to her knees. I'm really surprised at that. They always seem so, well, you know, up there. Maybe Margarida needs to clench more when diving. This is Margarida's way of swimming all the way to shore. Does this remind anyone out there of anything? Margarida, darling, I can't help but notice your feet aren't moving. Oh, that's okay. That's a nice grouper right there, but there's no spearfishing here for tourists, only a locals allowed. And that's a nice little hawksbill turtle. Don't get too much in its face. That's what I'm for, apparently. Margarida has a sixth sense when it comes to shells. Oh goody, another shell for the bilge. I can't wait for the Tetris puzzle of finding more space down there for it. Oh no, Margarida has found a scorpion fish to terrorise. I can't help but feel sorry for the fish, and in many ways it is a bit like me, but she is at it and doesn't give him any rest. Have you done the washing up? Have you packed up the computer chargers and put them where they belong? Did you know that your tail is the smallest of all your friends?
Let me be, woman. I need some peace, and it is a perfectly good tail that does the job, so there.
You have to admire the little fish's spirit by talking back, but what he doesn't realise is that when Margarida talks, he needs to shut up and listen. Ah, this is fun watching from afar, because that is usually me. You crack me up, little fish. Don't worry, she will grind you down just like the rest of us.
No, she won't. I will stand my ground. I won't listen to you. I have the power. Using my power. Using my power. Using my power. Leave me be. Leave me be. Yes. Yes, yes, I have won power to me.
Oh, stop it, little fish. You haven't won anything, and you are not powerful at all. You haven't realised it yet, but there is no rest nor peace this side of heaven. She is just getting a breath and getting warmed up. Just accept it like the rest of us, and just let her grind you down as God intended. And when I say God, I mean she who speaks.
No, I won't be ground down. And why do I have to pack the computer chargers away when I use them every day?
Aha, wrong answer, little fish. You can't apply sense and reason to figure out what a woman actually wants. But I like your spunk, little fish. All of us men are looking at you with great admiration. We will mourn your death with great celebration.
I am not going to die.
Oh, yes, you will.
I'm telling you, I am not going to die. In fact, I'm getting a little pissed myself. If she gets too close again, I'm going to show her some of my colour. I'm quite a powerful little fish. This colour can scare away big fish, way bigger than me.
What about a shark?
Well, no, not a shark.
Well, Margarida is queen of the sharks.
Oh, bugger, I don't like sharks. Well, I don't care. I'm going to stand up to her. But maybe I'll stand up to her over here. I'll show you some of my colour. Aha! Take that! And that! Ah!
Don't show fear, little fish.
I wasn't scared. I was just seeing what was over there really quickly. I must admit, I'm at the end of my endurance, but I must fight on. I must fight on. Take that! Take that! Against all the odds, I have won! I have won! It was close, but I have won!
You, my little fish, are my hero, but this antagonism can go on for years. You cannot win.
Years? Oh no!
And now you are in for it, my friend.
Years, hey? Well, then I will simply apply reason and we can talk it over. She will eventually see sense and then it will all be good.
Ah, that's funny, little fish. No defences of yours can withstand the constant lashing of a female. You are defenceless, and even if you are using reason and seemingly getting the upper hand, she won't limit herself to reason. Her arguments don't need to make sense. That's why you cannot win. Ah, little fish, you are a funny one. I think we will have a national day of mourning just to celebrate you. You are one fine little fish.
No, 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 no!
The little fish dies fighting under relentless attack after relentless attack. It was a brave end, him fighting to the last. But he was destined to fail. Yes, it is a sad thing, but it is just the way of the world. But something strange happened that day. From that day on, men gathering in little groups, in homes, in clubs and pubs all over the world, escaping for a time she who speaks, as they had done in the past. But from that day on, it is different. Yes, they still speak in hushed tones of their mistreatment, the verbal abuse that they have to endure when they don't even deserve it. But then a whisper will be heard telling the story of that brave little fish and his determined end. And the men gathering will speak of hope, of peace and freedom, and in the end it will lead to their salvation. I have seen that look before. I feel a technical difficulty coming along. Time to swim back to the boat. Hey, Triangle Body, you're about to get terrorised by the great Margarida. Feel her thunder. I can't believe my luck, people. This is great. By the end of the day, Margarida will be all terrorised out, and I'll get a night off. Woohoo!
Triangle Body, that's no reason to be shapeless. If these damn pissy frilly yellow things would work a bit better, I would come over there and whoop your behind. But I can see that girl with the hungry bum eating her bikini bottoms is out to get me, so you are lucky this time, mate. Why won't this damn tail work? I saw a nice scorpion fish back there with a nice tail. Maybe I can ask him if I can borrow it. I must admit, it was a very nice looking tail. I bet he pleases all the ladyfish with that tail. Thanks God for leaving the design of me to the last few moments of your total creation. I mean, come on God, you just found a triangle and threw some pissy frilly things on that don't do shit. Do you know how hard it is to grow up with a triangle body in the marine world? Pretty bloody difficult. Even the hammerheads make fun of me.
More cuddles. There isn't enough time in the day for cuddles in Margarida's book. It's almost a full-time profession.
Now, this is a pretty good bridge deck clearance. It's even got a sand coat, so if you do go over, you're not going to slip and slide. The only thing it should have, it should be bright orange, so it can be seen from the air.
It's good having the breakers here because it breaks the waves, but it's kind of square, should have been more like this, so it breaks the waves more uniformly and smoothly.
The clever little devil she is.
Why are you calling me devil?
A clever little beautiful.
Whoa, that was close, but Margarida is right about the shape of the hull. But let's improve the picture a bit first. That's better. Check out all the circles, all hard angles with very little radius. These would all be stress concentrations, particularly the one on the left. Best to have nice smooth curves with decent radii to reduce the slap and increase the strength. And this is the mighty long bent dagger board. Goes down to 10 feet depth, and if it didn't, the boat would slide out when it cavitated at high speeds. And here is a problem that I have to fix. This is the bow thruster door cut into a perfectly good hull. Don't get me started here, people. Not only is this the most useless piece of equipment on the boat, but it was expensive and it has hurt the boat. But let's not go there now. That's next episode. I am being summoned, people. That clap is music to my ears. Well, maybe not.
You coming? Yeah. Alright. Now there's two persons.
And now everyone is lining up to shower Margarida. Usually it's the other way around. Oh, I know. Crazy world. Don't forget to press like, subscribe and the bell button, and we'll see you next week.